question of today's debate, and it will go to all the candidates, starting with Mr. Wagner. And this question will be asked by Sadiq.
Many of us are nearing the end of our high school careers. Some of us plan on staying in the area, while others are planning on leaving for school. In 4 years, what will you have done to encourage us to stay in the city and to bring our families and businesses as well?
1 minute?
Yes.
Okay. The Pittsburgh Promise is a great program, and my hat's off to everyone that became part of it and made it happen. But we can go much farther than the Pittsburgh Promise. We can have the Pittsburgh Partnership, where young people who go to school, at least go to school in this region on the Pittsburgh Promise, or simply are residents of Pittsburgh, have job opportunities in the summer. And we can do that in cooperation with our corporations, with our nonprofits, to give them a head start on employment. In other words, give them part of a real-life work experience, an internship, so to speak, while they're going to school. And in doing so, we can give them a leg up for the job opportunities that exist in this region. We're not going to keep everyone in the region, we know that, and every region of the country loses their young people to other regions. But we can do a better job by giving them internships with Pittsburgh companies, with Pittsburgh nonprofits, with Pittsburgh universities to keep them here after they graduate.
Thank you.
First, let me say Pittsburgh has already started to turn the corner as it relates to attracting and keeping young people here. We're seen as one of those destination spots for many young people. We've seen the uptick in that age group. I worked for an organization that was part of my responsibility was to attract, train, and to keep young people here in this region. And primarily what we heard from that and what we see from the surveys are what young people want, what everyone else wants. They want to be a part of something where they can produce a living wage for themselves and their family, quality of life, and they want some quality of life circumstances so they can benefit from being here. And as a mayor, we will set a stage that will make it known that no matter who you are and where you come from, what color, what creed, what sex, what sexual orientation you are, we're open to business and we're inviting you. So our goal, our vision would be a vision that will have Pittsburgh as a true destination spot for those who are born and raised here and those who want to come here.
Thank you.
I'm very proud of Pittsburgh, or I would have moved years ago. And I raised my family here, and I'm proud that they still are Pittsburghers. And I think we have turned a corner where we do have more of our young people that are even coming from out of state and staying here, and they want to make their home here. They love Pittsburgh. So I will work with those young people to bring in more young people, and also to help the young students with the internships, as we do some of that now, but to try to get more companies taking them in so that they can see also what some of these graduates from our universities and our trades are seeing of how great Pittsburgh really is. Thank you.
When a person or a business decides to locate in Pittsburgh, or wherever they decide to locate, they're going to make a smart decision. So in 4 years, Pittsburgh has to be that smart decision. That goes first off for people just coming out of college. Obviously, the first decision is where can I get a job? And we need to support programs that encourage job growth. As we know, we've heard today, probably 75 to 80% of all job growth in the next 4 years is going to come from businesses with fewer than 50 people. So we have to have programs that provide the needs of small business, access to capital through loan guarantees, entrepreneurial training, which we can facilitate here in the city. And then we have to deal with the high cost of healthcare that is so bogging down small businesses here. Those are the things I plan to focus on to help small businesses in this community and help provide the kind of jobs that returning students can avail themselves to. But also, as you move forward, we have to have a school district that is a school district of choice. The kind of place that is a benefit to this community and not seen as a burden. We've got great things going on in the Pittsburgh Public Schools. We need to further them. We need a mayor who's committed to that. Thanks very much.
Pittsburgh's changed. It's not that city of my grandfather's, and city government has to change too. So it's about changing priorities. Where are you going to work? Where are you going to live, and how are you going to get there? That's basically it, right? So we have to be able to make sure that we're investing in entrepreneurs. When we use our tax dollars to build out economic development, it shouldn't be about brick and mortar. It shouldn't be about retail. It should be into entrepreneurs. Whether that entrepreneur is a software engineer from Carnegie Mellon or somebody who wants to open a transmission shop in Homewood. We have to invest in people, not buildings. Where you live. You know, there's not many people right now going, Bethel, Park, or Hazelwood, I'm not sure. But if we create creative living space, net zero, green environmental housing in Hazelwood, in Larimer, and make it somewhere where people will want to come back, we'll bring them back. And then reinvest in the business district so they have a place. And finally, the most important issue for this region, a 21st century public transit system. Who works with our county executive to make it happen.
4 years as mayor. Pittsburgh needs a new face. We are the neck and we are the bodies, but we need a new face that's going to represent this city and ultimately usher us into a land of milk and honey. In 4 years, I guarantee you, this city will be a growing, thriving city unlike never before. A city that is known for great diversity. Faith-based organizations are protected. People's rights is not overlooked or forgotten or forsaken. I guarantee you this, a change has come to the city of Pittsburgh. God bless you.
So that concluded all the questions. Can we give one big round of applause to all 6 members? Hold on for 1 second. Also, to recognize Joshua Wagner is the Republican challenger. So one of these, where is he? Is he here? One of these Democrats will run against him in the November election. And before we close this session, I want to personally thank a few people. First and foremost, Mr. Eman needs to be thanked. Day in and day out over the last month and a half as we prepared for this event, I went in and out of his office with new ideas on how we could run things, and he's been so supportive, and I can't thank him enough. Also, a big thank you has to go out to our principal, Dr. Walters. And I believe Pittsburgh's the 20th largest metropolitan area in the country. And out of all these major U.S. cities, how many principals would let and then support a group of high school seniors that wanted to host a mayoral debate that features some of the most important people in Pittsburgh? I can't thank you enough. This event, it shows the atmosphere that Dr. Walters has created at this school, that the adults trust the students trust the adults, and when this happens, great things like this event happen, and I can't thank you enough. And I want to give you one closing thought. So we have a saying on the Obama Academy swim team that in order to win, one must show up and then score more points than the other team. But in politics and in government, I think it's much simpler. I believe that those who govern are those that show up. Yes, in politics and government there are winners and losers, but everyone that showed up changed the discussion and therefore changed the outcome. Robert Kennedy once said that when you show up and when you stand up for something, you send a tiny ripple of hope that can turn into a mighty current and that can sweep down walls of oppression and resistance. But to do this, to change the political landscape, you have to show up. So I would like to thank all 6 of the candidates for running and showing up today. every single member of the audience and the press here today that showed up and became part of this conversation. And please, everyone, on May 12th, I believe, is the primary election, show up and let you send a ripple into our political system. Thank you all so much.